Welcome to Theatre International's World's Indigenous Peoples. I'm your host, Ray Allen. This segment of World's Indigenous People, I have the staff of Harriet Tubman, the administrative staff, that is, of Harriet Tubman Charter School, our principal, Cleveland Person, our Junior Academy Director, Felica Yarber, and our Elementary School Academy, Jonathan Maniotis. I also have our Board of Trustees Chairperson, Jerima De Wese, and our Secretary of the Board, Barbara Nowell. Welcome all to World's Indigenous Peoples.
Thank you.
Mr. Person, I'll start with you. As principal of Harriet Tubman Charter School, a school that is named after a very prominent former slave who freed herself, who is considered as the Moses of our people. Can you tell me, first of all, the mission of Harriet Tubman, which I really see clearly in the background there?
Yes, I can. Good morning, and thank you for inviting me onto the show. Harriet Tubman Charter School is located in the South Bronx. There are two edifices located on 3rd Avenue between 168 and 169, and then there's another location, the Junior Academy, is located on Franklin Avenue between 167 and 168. The initial design of Harriet Tubman Charter School was to help each child in the community reach his or her fullest potential. We recognize that, as human beings, right, we're all endowed with these unique talents and gifts. And our job is to identify them and help to develop them so that all of our students can be able to perform and to contribute to society to their fullest potential. We are a program that prepares our students for college, even though, everyone may not want to go to college, but we feel like it's our job to prepare you for college. Harriet Tubman Charter School has a relentless academic program where we develop rigor. We look at best practices. We are now incorporating STEAM into our program because that is the newest educational process moving into the 21st century. So that is our mission. So we are a performance-based school. And at this juncture, I believe that we are probably one of the top schools, definitely, in New York State.
Now, Mr. Person, Harriet Tubman, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the first state charter school run by the state, in other words. Am I correct? How long has Harriet Tubman been around?
It's my understanding that Harriet Tubman received its charter around 2001. There are other members here who's been a part of the school longer than I have, but I believe it's around 2001.
Madam Chair, can you tell us how long have Harriet Tubman been around?
Well, we received our first charter in 2000. So we're going on, I think this is our 8th charter, another 5-year term. Just to piggyback off Mr. Person's comments, Harriet Tubman Charter School, the envisioning of Harriet Tubman Charter School from our founders, our co-founders, the late Hansel McGee and also Cliff Frazier, was to really enable and help our students and the children of our neighborhood to not be involved in the criminal justice system. Individuals in the district where we are, in District 9, one of the poorest congressional districts of the South Bronx, um, there was a clear inevitability of students of color and in our neighborhoods that reside in our neighborhoods and communities that would be introduced, if not incorporated into the criminal justice system. And our founders felt it very important for us to do something to change this trajectory and change the pathway for the students in our communities. Um, Living by the mantra of it takes a village to raise a child, we are that village. We are that comprehensive village. We are performance based, but we are also a family. We look at our placement into, we were very strategic about where we opened our school, where we keep our school, where we house our school, to let it serve as a beacon of hope and a beacon of progression and a beacon of development. And as we continue to move through, our steadfastness and dedication to that community is not going to ever change. We're going to hold true to those things. And so, yes, even though our first charter was in 2000, we're going to keep pushing and forging ahead, moving forward as we continue to create very productive, innovative, knowledgeable citizens of the world. They will extend beyond the borders of the South Bronx. They will extend beyond the borders of New York. They will extend beyond the borders of the United States even. I'm very, very assured that we have our next president, we have a next politician, we have the next judge, we have the next, doctor, lawyer. We have the, I'm assured of that that's what's to be.
Very good. In the 20 years of Harriet Tubman Charter School, we have only had two chairpersons of the Board of Trustees. Am I correct?
Yes.
And who was the first chair of
Our first chair was one of our co-founders, Trustee Cliff Frazier.
Cliff Frazier, and you are the second chair.
I am.
Excellent. This is something that is very uncommon in terms of nonprofit charter schools, what have you, in terms of such a length of time, the dedication to the board. And we also have our secretary of the Board of Trustees, Barbara Nowell.
Yes.
Trustee Nowell, are you there? How are you? Welcome to World's Indigenous Peoples.
And I'm glad to be on here representing Harriet Tubman Charter School in the Bronx, one of the greatest charter schools running. I just want to give you a little bit of the history.
Yes.
I want to paraphrase a statement that one of our supporters uses, and it reflects us. If you believe, you can achieve. When you go back to the history of our school, our co-founders, in 1999, Community School District 9 was the worst in the city. Our children were failing.
Yes.
The late Hansel McGee, working as a judge, he saw so many people, youth, coming together in the prison industrial complex system. He says we have to do something about it. That was when he and Cliff and a few other founders got together and established the Harriet Tubman Charter School. So we were the first charter school to get a charter from the New York Board of Regents. So we are Regents authorized, the first one in the state to get authorization from the Board of Regents. One of the things that makes our school unique, number one, we were the first. Number two, you talk about indigenous people. This school was founded by a group of indigenous people. These were not rich people. These were people from the community. This is a community-founded school, which makes us very unique. We do not have board members who are hedge fund operators. We have people from the community who love our children. We have the name Harriet Tubman. We stand on her shoulders. We stand on her shoulder of tough love, perseverance, commitment, and change. So we are
resilience.
change, and that's
Yes.
exist. And to that extent, I'm glad to report that our children have exceeded academically in many areas, especially math and English language arts, where we not only outscore on standardized exams now, we not only outscore District 9, but the state of New York.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are, still in Morrisania, not going anywhere, because we love our community and we are committed. We believe our children can excel. And we have a staff that believes our children can excel. And they have excelled. And they will continue to excel. And we are passionate about Harriet Tubman Charter School. We have
Trustee Nowell, can you tell us how long have you been on the board of trustees for Harriet Tubman?
on the board in the spring of 2005.
Yes, so 5 years into the existence of Harriet Tubman, you joined the board and still with Harriet Tubman Charter School.
Yes.
Congratulations, continue the good work. Yes, I like to hear back to Mr. Person. Mr. Person, you've been with Harriet Tubman for how long now as principal?
I'm in my 13th year.
13th year. Wow, that is wonderful. Yeah, and so you have seen Harriet Tubman, and I should not just seen, you have taken the helm of Harriet Tubman and moving it forward, because Harriet Tubman started out with like 3 grades and continued to grow. Tell us about that, the growth of Harriet Tubman.
When I arrived at Harriet Tubman Charter School, we were located in one location on 3rd Avenue. It was a K-8 school at the time, but there were only 2 classes on every grade level. The board made an agreement with another organization, and we moved into I believe it used to be a former Catholic school.
That's correct.
Located on Franklin Avenue.
St. Augustine Catholic School.
St. Augustine Catholic School. And we expanded to 3 grades on every, to 3 classes on every grade level. So then the school was a K-8 school. I believe our population moved somewhere from like 400 and maybe, I'm gonna say 435, might have been a number. 400 and change to about 675 students. So, and then 2 locations. So that was the beginning of the growth. Then, we had to look at staffing. Yes. And, you have to find the right connections. You have to find the professionals that are going to embrace the mission and the vision, to understand instruction and understand best practices. And I think that in the search for doing that, it begins with finding leaders who are going to positively embrace what it is that the mission and the vision of the school speaks to, and be able to align themselves to what the board is trying to achieve. So for me, with that, we have 2 outstanding academy directors who are here with us, in Jonathan Maniotis and Felica Yarber.
And speaking about the practices and understanding the practices of Harriet Tubman Charter School, if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but your elementary academy director, Jonathan Maniotis, was a teacher at Harriet Tubman before becoming director of the elementary academy. Is that so?
That is absolutely correct. He was a social studies teacher, grade 8, when I became principal of the school. Yes.
Very good. Mr. Maniotis.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, welcome to World's Indigenous Peoples. Tell us about your tenure at Harriet Tubman Charter School.
Thank you. Again, thank you for inviting me. My tenure, this is going into my 14th year associated and working for Harriet Tubman Charter School. This is my 9th year as the Elementary Academy Director for Harriet Tubman Charter School. As Mr. Person stated, I first started in 2007 as a social studies teacher for the Junior Academy for 7th and 8th grade, and then that expanded to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for a little while as well. And as Mr. Person stated, he was looking for a new academy director for the elementary academy. Sought me out, went through the process, and haven't looked back since.
Wonderful. That is great. So, I'm so excited in the work in which you guys are doing. And as Harriet Tubman grew and expanded, then we needed a junior academy director. And at that time, Mr. Person, can you tell us what happened at that point?
As the story goes, when we were at the 3rd Avenue location, there were 2 academy directors at the time. But upon the expansion and being in another edifice, we continued the need for another academy director. Mm-hmm. So we began a search. And in that search, we found an experienced educator who had a background in performing arts, who understood school and how it works, understood how to embrace a vision and a mission, who was competent and in understanding all of the workings, the internal workings of the school structure. So, the candidate that we selected, we felt was perfect for the position. And then that person is currently still here, Felica Yarber.
Felica Yarber. Miss Yarber, welcome to World's Indigenous Peoples.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you so much for those kind words, Mr. Person.
Oh, I'm quite certain is right on the money, right on the head. Yes. Tell us about the Junior Academy and what is your vision for the Junior Academy?
Well, I really think we already have a vision. And when we speak about the history of Harriet Tubman Charter School, we sort of know, the direction that we're going in. We've heard that the founders started the school because there was such a high number of our people entering the criminal justice system. But the key to that, it's one thing to start a school, to find a school. However, I believe the key to that was, and I believe these were their thoughts. The key is character development.
Yes.
We have to instill character development in
Absolutely.
Our students in order for them to change their trajectory. And, there are a lot of schools out there, and everyone, keens in on academics, which is very important. But you need to instill character development in our students, in our kids, in our community. So we teach integrity. Like, you may be smart enough and have the academics and the right grades to get into the right high school, the right college, get the perfect job that you want. But will you have the character to keep it, to maintain it, to do what's right? Will you have integrity to do the right thing when everyone else around you is doing the wrong thing? So the key would be character development. We work in teams, at Harriet Tubman Charter School, because I want to talk about what makes us different. Yes. We work in teams, the staff members. We meet every single day in teams, whether it's by grade, whether it's by department, but every day we meet in teams and we talk about and we discuss our students. We discuss their deficiencies. We discuss next steps. What can we do to move the child to the next step? Of course, the state requires or wants us to get level 3s and 4s on the state exams. That's what keeps us open. So we do that with no doubt. You know, we have the highest scores. We outperform the city, the state, the district, everyone around us. We outperform. But I believe the key is the camaraderie, you know, doing what's best for our kids, sacrificing. Like right now in this time of the, you know, the pandemic, remote learning, we're fully remote, but we're live. You know, I've been in the system for 25 years. I've worked in the public school district, New York City Department of Education, and which means, you know, of course, I have peers that still work there. I have peers that work in the other surrounding districts, Lower Westchester. But what makes us different is we teach live. You know, we have a schedule for our kids. We don't just post work and say, here, complete the work, and we'll check it when we get a chance to or get around to it. No, we're live teaching.
Ms. Yarber, you just mentioned in terms of the situation that we're in now, in the COVID, and having to do remote learning. How is that happening for you? How are you doing with this?
We're doing it because we have so much support. We work in partnership with another organization, and they help us to teach our teach our teachers, actually. You know, it starts with teaching the teachers. The teachers have to be fully equipped in order to teach our students. So, absolutely, you know, we make sure that they receive professional development each and every day. So not only do we partner with another outside agency, but we also learn from one another. The teachers learn from one another. We visit classrooms. We have our non-negotiables. You know, oftentimes when you go into a school, you're going to see some nuggets. You're going to see some great practices, some great instruction, some great teachers, but it might not be consistent across the school. So absolutely, the way we try to do that is when we see great practices, instruction, when we see effective teaching and learning in one section or one area, we spread it abroad. You know, we all adopt it, you know, because we work in teams. So our teams get the opportunity to visit other teams, other subject area teachers, other grade level teachers. And when we see great practices going on, we adopt it for our own classes. So that way, when you walk into any class, you'll see great teaching and learning happening.
You know, that remind me of what Trustee Nowell spoke about in terms it takes a village to raise a child. Oh, yes. And this is exactly what you guys are doing at Harriet Tubman Charter School. Wow, this is incredible. Mr. Person, can you tell us a little bit more about this online, how you are existing, how you're able to reach our students at this time in COVID-19 and online classes?
Well, I want to begin by saying that, first of all, we understand that in-person school is probably the best way to learn. I believe it is. But in order for students to be safe, you have to take measures and look at other options. So the other option that makes the most sense and protects everyone is to participate in remote learning. What Harriet Tubman Charter School has done is, if any of our students did not have the technology to participate in remote learning, we have loaned all of our students in need a device. We have guided them to where they can get the proper Wi-Fi connections so that students will be able to participate in live instruction. It is daily. Students have to get up in the morning, they have to put on their uniform, they recite the credo, the teacher takes attendance, and we begin full instruction for about 5.5 hours, Monday through Friday. And
wow, very good.
You know, everything, you know, you have bumps in everything that you do, but our job is to work through the bumps and keep our eyes on our most important gem. And those are the students who attend Harriet Tubman Charter School.
Excellent. Mr. Person, and this is for everybody. We're going to have a couple of minutes left. about 4 minutes left in the broadcast. Can you give us your last words, primarily to the parents and the students out there of Harriet Tubman and the community at large?
Do you want me to begin, or you want me to?
You begin, yes.
Okay,
And then I'll
well,
have everyone speak.
What I need to say is, parents, if you want your child, your precious gem, to receive the best possible education that they can get in the city of New York, I challenge you to fill out an application. htcsbronx.org. That's all you have to do. You can send it to me. And we will have a lottery. And if you are selected, we ask you to join us. Harriet Tubman takes everyone, students with disabilities, Ls, MLLs, economically disadvantaged. We take gifted and talented. We take everyone, unlike many of the charter schools in the city of New York. We are here and we want you.
Thank you, Mr. Person. Mr. Maniotis, can you give us your closing remarks to the parents and students and the community of Harriet Tubman?
Sure, thank you. So to surmise or to close out, as the Elementary Academy Director, working with our kindergarten through 4th grade students, the belief truly is in nurturing them and showing them that the abilities that they have and how to grow and how to move forward and how to be more social with one another and how to just continue to achieve the best they can. One of the things I'll say to any parent that asks is my first thought, as well as the teacher's first thought, is always the child first. What are we doing to make sure the child is achieving? Or children in some cases, because we do have families with multiple siblings attending as well. So again, that thought process is always child first. It's about them. They're the focus. They're the forefront. They need that nurturing environment so we can continue to progress.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, Ms. Yarber, let's hear your last statement for the children, the parents, and the community of Harriet Tubman.
We recognize that you have so many options to select from when it comes to finding an education for your children. But as Mr. Person has said, we welcome you with open arms. So if you select Harriet Tubman Charter School, we promise you, you will not be sorry. We have people that have, or students who have gone on to excel, and they're doing great and wonderful things for our community and for this society. So we would love for you to be a part of our school community. Don't wait any longer.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for being on World's Indigenous Peoples with our chair of the board, Miss Jerima De Wese, Barbara Nowell, our secretary of the board, Mr. Person, Miss Yarber, and Mr. Maniotis. I thank you all for joining World's Indigenous People.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, until next time.